So, hello, welcome back to another episode of Self-Development with Tactics podcast. Today, we are having a look at the infamous, amazingly great Stoicism subreddit. Let's actually see what we can find here. Or in general, the subreddit. Whenever I get discouraged and want to quit something, I remember the words of my then 3-year-old after she puked carrots all over the living room floor. I'm gonna need more carrots. Well, maybe, but not necessarily. Philosopher Harry Frankfurt defines bullshit as the intentional act of deceiving or misleading someone without regard for truth. Bullshit is distinctive from lying, and that's the liar knows the truth, but prefers that it didn't come out. More on the science of bullshit here. What is going on here? Or today? First of all, talking about puking, then all of a sudden we are talking about bullshitting. What is this? What is this? Yeah, what is gonna come next? Don't waste time on it. When someone treats you like they don't care, believe them, don't waste time on it. Well, it is a thing. Of course, when somebody's treating you in a certain way, they do not deserve better themselves, on one hand. On the other hand, I am not a really big believer of, okay, I might give people what they gave me. I really do not believe in that. And I do not also really think that it is useful to think in that way and live life in that way. Therefore, it is generally something I do not do. On the other hand, though, I have clearly also seen that when you do not really or do not even get a thank you when you're doing a favor for somebody else, when you're helping somebody else, then something is clearly wrong. And one should be doing something about that. And period. That is it. When you're not even getting a fucking thank you for helping, well, you're probably not going to get anything. Because a mere thank you, it's nothing. It's of no cost. There's even no effort. But still, some people do not care about that, and you're gonna get a okay, or it's gonna be some I don't know, something that is not a thank you. And I do not also want to be like, okay, thank yous are so important, always thanking is so important. Well, it should just merely be this. Period. At least at my point of view. Of course, points of views differ. You may be having a different point of view than I'm having, and so on and so forth. But still, I think it is not that much of work to just say thank you. I completed my first workout today. And as I've been so often talking about it, it may not be something significant for you. And without actually reading the whole thing, the whole post, I don't know what this person went through, so maybe he or she is explaining that in the post, but when somebody's saying, I completed my first workout, or I've brushed my teeth today, or I've showered today, it is something of significance. It is something huge, because for these people it is. And then being like, okay, I'm showering every fucking day, it is not helpful. When they are pointing out their story, especially then, it's just fucked up to say something like this. Because they might have gone through something so severe, one for sure does not understand. And especially also because you cannot compare your mental health problems with somebody else's, or things that you're going through with what somebody else is going through. Even if it might be the exact same thing, because you're perceiving it differently as I'm doing, or I'm perceiving it differently as you're doing, or somebody else is perceiving it. And so it is very difficult to compare. And so just say, well, that's amazing. Go ahead, move on to something great. Not being like, well, it's not something significant. It's not something great if you have showered today. One does not really know. Today I learned of a colony of ants with no queen, no males, and no offspring, comprised entirely of non-reproductive females that live in a disused nuclear bunker in Poland. The colony is supplemented by ants falling through a hole in the ventilation which cannot escape. That is interesting. So what happens if there is a male? Is the male going to be killed? I would understand. Am I overthinking this, or is this evil? I generally want to write 18 paragraphs of information about what happened, but here's the gist of it. I am doing my master's and have a very close friend who I've worked with on campus, and I cannot avoid/ignore her. She's a very smart person, so I enjoy working with her in general. We both are, in general, pretty close to each other and are comfortable with it too. She has a boyfriend who I know, and he's also okay with us because he knows that it is not like that between us, and I actually wasn't either. And it actually wasn't either. Well, I had a bunch of problems in my life a few months back, and she helped me a lot with getting my work done, and she was actually very thoughtful and sweet back then. There was a wave of COVID cases then, so our college was also online, or only online, so we never even got a chance to meet. But when we met back in college, I started to fall for her, and I am now in a situation that I don't want to be in. I know she kind of likes me too, which I don't want to get into, but we both are, without having the needs to have a conversation, haven't done anything physical, and we know we won't either. Is it okay to tell her how I feel, or does that really make me that bad a person? I know if we'll fuck with her quite a bit, but I would kill myself if I didn't tell her. I'm never the person who would risk hurting another person, but I'm tearing myself up thinking about this. The only way I see is to just fucking live the next year without doing anything stupid, and then people eventually start drifting away from college or after college. I hate that I have to leave it at that, but I have to do, don't I? I don't fucking know. I have no more brain to think about this, please help. My dude is going to make everyone upset if you tell her. She's going to be upset, her boyfriend's going to be upset, and you're going to be upset. Sometimes we have to let the people we care about go on their own way because it is the best thing for them. Yeah, I don't want to be that guy, and I don't want to make her that girl. I guess I'm keeping this to myself. Thanks for the advice. Only if you're prepared to lose her as a friend, my dude, which would suck. Sometimes you just have to accept the roles that people will fulfill in your life. I mean, the thing is, yes, these two people, they are very correct. It is going to make things very difficult, and very often it is just not advisable. Sometimes we fall for a person, but after a year or something, we do not even care about them anymore. On one hand. On the other hand, well, what if her relationship isn't doing that well? It is a fucked up position or situation for her boyfriend, obviously, but in the end it is about your happiness and about her happiness. I don't know. Well, probably the easiest thing is to just let things be as they are, moving on and trying to keep her as a friend. Period. But with this being said, I'm gonna see you next time, so bye-bye.